Like, I truly felt like that pain of my past was behind me. I had defeated that demon. I was beyond it. But then I lost it all. These 3 crucial things that I ended up neglecting completely ruined my gains. And they could be doing the same thing for you. What's up, guys? My name is Kyler. I'm a nutrition coach, and I want to start being more real with you guys and share with you my story, why I'm even doing these videos. At one point, late high school, I was 325 pounds. I was sick all the time. I was lazy. My knees hurt, and I really was at this point where I just felt like giving in. Through extensive trial and error, from middle school, high school, college, I tried all different kinds of diets, all different kinds of routines, all different kinds of programs, trying to lose the fat, get in shape, and hit this goal, this ideal person that I saw in my head, like an ideal Kyler. Around 2018, I started finally seeing real progress. I achieved a shredded physique. I lost over 120 pounds of fat. I felt like I was there. I was prepping for my first men's physique show. Like, I truly felt like that pain of my past was behind me. I had defeated that demon. I was beyond it. But then I lost it all. And let me be real with you guys. It wasn't even a bad thing that happened that changed everything. I went from a roughly 4% body fat, shredded physique, best shape of my life, and I gained a lot of weight back. I at one point hit close to 260. It was 258 pounds at my heaviest. This was around 2021. So from 2018 to 2021, I was really struggling trying to maintain my gains. I was letting it all go over the span of those 3 years. But all it did to ruin my gains, to take away my results, was a shift of my focus, and it completely fell apart because there were some very crucial elements I didn't have in place. So I'm making this video to put the message out there and to potentially highlight some areas that we can all work on so that when our focus has to shift, when priorities have to shift, we don't have to let our progress go. We can maintain our health, maintain our physique, and see it beyond stressors of the world, beyond stressors of our life. It can be a part of who we are. I hit my goals, but I didn't structure it in a way that would be long lasting. Because I didn't do that, it fell apart. These 3 crucial things that I ended up neglecting completely ruined my gains. And they could be doing the same thing for you. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I want to talk about mindset in this video. I know even saying mindset, it feels cringy. It feels like everyone's talking about mindset. But I'm going to give you 3 crucial, applicable things that you can put in place. So give it a chance. It could completely change the game for you. So number 1, I was completely relying on motivation to hit my goals. Motivation is so easy to run with because when you're feeling like doing stuff, you do it. And that feels like the energy that you need to get the job done. So when we rely on our motivation, we let our emotions take the wheel. And what we're essentially doing is anchoring our progress, our results, our goals, our physique, our health to our emotions. Our emotions aren't constant. We have days where we're mad, we're angry, we're sad, we're tired. And when our motivation, rather our results, our progress is anchored on our emotions, it's going to reflect what we're feeling. We need to anchor our results. We need to anchor our progress into something that can't be wavered so easily. Now, I really thought I had this down. I really thought I knew what I was supposed to do here. And the words of Simon Sinek always come to my head here. Start with why. Starting with why is going to give you a foundation of so much more strength, of so much more consistency that you're going to be able to see the results through no matter your situation, no matter how you feel throughout the day. I thought back in 2018 when I started achieving my goals, I thought I had that right mindset and I was starting with why, and I had it completely backwards. Back in 2018, the reason I was showing up was because I didn't like who I was. I wanted to change the way I looked because every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh, I could be better. And that is coming from a place of hate that's not sustaining. It grows exhausting. It grows stressful. And so when I stopped working out, when I stopped lifting weights, when I stopped taking care of myself, it was almost like a relief to me because I could stop carrying around so much hate. So my encouragement, if you want to hit these goals, you need to get very clear as to why you want to hit those goals. And it's actually pretty easy to do that. So when you say, okay, why do I want to show up? I want to feel better. Okay, why do you want to feel better? Well, because, I want to be able to show up for my family. I want to be able to show up for myself in my day-to-day life. I want to be stronger. Okay, why do you want to be stronger? Well, I want to feel better getting out of bed, my knees not hurt so much. Okay, why is that important? And then you go to another layer. Okay, why is that important? And after I did a lot of self-reflecting, I continued asking myself why and why and why. And I realized that truly why I wanted to show up, why I wanted to feel better was so that I could show up for my kids, for my grandkids, and be able to play with them, be able to share memories with them. I didn't want to be held back by illness, disease, pain, anything like that. And that became a stronger why for me. And eventually that grew. That why grew into a position of leadership. I want to share with the world what I have learned here. It is important that a lot of these myths that people talk about in fitness get exposed, and I can help people see the same results that I have and help their progress as well. It became a very strong why for me. And the more I meditated on that, the stronger that feeling became. So I came to that realization mid 2021, early 2021, really. And then it became easier to stick to my routine, to stick to my goals and make progress. If you start with why, everything else comes with. So the first thing that was killing my gains, I wasn't clear as to why I wanted the gains in the first place. The second thing that killed my gains and could potentially be killing yours as well, my goals were not clear enough. It was like looking through glasses that were all smudged up. I wanted to look better and feel better. My goal was to simply get back to the person I was in 2018. What does that even mean? Because my body had changed. I tried doing the same routine I was doing when I got there, but my body had changed so much at that point that it wasn't responding the same way. I wasn't very clear on my goal. I just wanted to get back to feeling good. That wasn't enough. Consider your goal the destination, and your routine, your habits, your actions, it's like the roadmap that you're taking to get there. If you just want to like go west, let's say you're on the east, you just want to go west, you just jump in a car and hit the highway, you're going to take all different kind of roads to get there. It could even take a much longer time because you're not very clear as to how you're trying to get there or where exactly you're going. You just have a general idea of where you want to go. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll eventually get there, but it will take a lot longer. There will be a lot more detours, a lot more stops. You might even get turned around a time or two. When you're not very clear on your goal, it leads to very poorly designed routines, cookie cutter programming, and unnecessarily intense dietary protocols because you're not exactly sure how to get there and you start trying all these different things. Progress in this sense is random and it is sporadic. So you have to be very, very intentional. And I have a really good way of doing that. So if you separate your goal into 3 categories, you have longevity, you have strength and performance, and you have aesthetic. Which one do you resonate the most with? It should be pretty easy off the bat. Right now, for me, it's aesthetic. I want to shave the fat that I put on over those years, and I want to start working on building more muscle. So aesthetic, let's say I pick aesthetic. Okay, so in that category, let's get deeper. Do you want to build more muscle? Do you want to cut fat? Do you want to maintain your physique? Right now, I want to cut fat. Okay, now we've gone one layer deeper. Okay, so how much fat do you want to cut? Do you want to cut 10 pounds? Do you want to cut 15 pounds? Do you want to cut 20? Where I'm at, I'm looking at about 20 to 25 pounds. Okay, perfect. Do you want to cut 1.5 pounds to 2 a week, 1 pound a week? Do you see what I'm doing? Like I'm breaking it down easier and easier. If let's say it's longevity. Okay, your goal is longevity. Do you want to be able to run farther and faster? Do you want to not be out of breath so fast? What does longevity mean to you? And then once you get that idea, then you just go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And the deeper you go, the clearer your goal is. And then all of a sudden you have a full street address as to where you're going. You can plug that into your maps and now you know exactly how to get there. You know exactly the people you need in your circle to get there. You know exactly how to recover to get there. All the information is there for you, but it's because you got clear on your goal. The reason I wasn't making any progress between 2018 and 2021 is because I just wanted to get back to the way I was. And that's as far as I allowed that to go. The reason being is I also felt a little bit of shame for letting it go. So I didn't really want to face that demon, but that came down to starting with why. That was the most important thing. And then I was able to get clearer on my goal. My goal is now different. It's not just to get back there. It's to exceed. And I've got all my numbers. I have exactly the picture of where I'm trying to go. But it's because I had to reflect. I had to get very clear on my goal. If you are not extraordinarily clear on your goal, do not be surprised when you wind up someplace you never intended on going. This brings me to the third thing that was killing my gains and could be killing yours as well. Now, I want to give a word of warning. If you've made it this far and you have addressed those first 2 things, you've already change the game for you. And that's going to be amazing to see in terms of progress, in terms of performance. I'm excited for you. This next step isn't for everybody. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Most of the people watching this video can probably leave at this point. But for the few people who are here, who are ready to take their fitness, their nutrition, and their performance to the next level, hang out, because this next thing is going to very much change the game for you. My circle of accountability was zilch because I didn't allow anyone in that circle. I didn't make any attempt to grow that circle and welcome the people who could push me further and take me to that next step. Okay, I know what you're thinking right now, and it's like, okay, I have my gym bro. We show up, we lift together pretty regularly. I have that already down. And that's cool. Honestly, that's really cool. Having a gym partner, having someone that shows up for you, having someone that pushes you, that's really cool to have. If you do have that, hold on to that and cherish that, because that's a really important relationship. But I do have a word of encouragement for you. And it's not going to come off as encouragement at first. But friends and gym partners, they are great company. But when it comes to accountability partners, the level of accountability that you have with your peers can be very fickle. Here's why. You're relying on them for having just as clear of goals as you, and for being just as confident as why they're showing up as you are. And that's very rare. I genuinely can't think of one time where a peer-to-peer accountability group worked for me or for the people around me. I genuinely can't. Consistent accountability comes primarily from someone who has been where you have been and has seen it through to the next stage. Because they're not trying to figure it out with you. They've figured it out and they can hold you accountable to getting to that next step. They know how it's already done. And a really quick tip, a really quick trick to fix this, start looking for a coach. That's their job, is to help you see results. I'm not going to go too deep into picking out a coach because I made a video on that specifically. I'll put that right here. You can check it out. But building a relationship with a coach is going to change everything for you. Back in 2017, I was ready to start seeing results, and I was tired of ping-ponging. I was tired of seeing the same person in the mirror, no progress, all that kind of stuff. I already shared with you guys that story, but I didn't start seeing truly amazing results until I started working with someone who has been there before, a coach. And then by 2018, I had the body that I always wanted. Fast forward to 2021, I knew I wanted to get back on the horse. I wanted to work on my aesthetic, my health again. And I knew immediately I had to start reaching out to coaches and people who have been there before so that they could look at my situation objectively and give me guidance as to where I go next. Truth be told, there is a knowledge gap there. If you're not where you want to be, there's a knowledge gap there. If there were not a knowledge gap there, you'd be there already. But the question you have to start asking yourself at this point, if you are still in this video with me, congratulations, first of all. I'm really excited to see what happens next for you, because not everyone's stuck around this long. But if you're still in this video with me, it's really important to acknowledge that knowledge gap for what it is and decide what kind of investment do you want to make to fill that knowledge gap. It can very much be time. It can very well be time. No problem with that. To take the time to learn these subjects that people have studied for years. You can take that time yourself, learn these subjects, learn the biology, learn what you need to know to get to that point, because it does take time to fill that knowledge gap. Or you can invest financially in a coach who can close that knowledge gap for you in a matter of months, maybe weeks, even days. So my encouragement to you is to start searching your network for a coach who has seen a situation like yours before and knows exactly what to do to get to that next step. That's why they're there. Once I started making that change, I had the accountability that I needed. I had the reason why I was showing up to the gym, and I was very, very clear on my goals. All of a sudden, everything else became second nature. Everything else just falls into place because I'm leading with the right foot forward. So guys, those are the 3 things that were killing my gains for years, could potentially be killing yours. I'm so happy you stuck around, because now we nip those in the bud and we start seeing results exceedingly and abundantly beyond what we could have possibly expected. And look, I don't want to end the conversation here. I want to talk more about these subjects. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm working on getting a Discord up and running. I want to meet you personally. I want to talk to you personally, how you felt about this information and where you can make your next step, how you can make your next step. My link will be in the description of this video to find all the places that we can have that conversation. I'm looking forward to having it with you. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Subscribe if you have any more questions.